Well, for a country with close to 750,000 teen pregnancies every year, abstinence might not be the first word that comes to mind when you think of American sex statistics. But according to a new report on sexual behaviour among young people, celibacy is a growing trend.
The US Centre for Disease Control found that in the 15 to 24-year age range, sexual intercourse was on the decline. However, experts are concerned teens could still be engaging in sexual activity and at risk of contracting STIs. It's an opposite trend here in Australia, with research from La Trobe University showing school students have more partners than in previous years, and rates of sexual activity have slightly increased.
All right, lots of stats in there. What should we make of them? Joining us now is TV host and author of the book Worth the Wait, Jason Stevens, along with his wife Rebecca, sexologist and relationship expert Nikki Goldstein, and mother of two, Nicole Ainscombe, who encourages openness with her teens on the topic of sex. Good morning, one and all. Jason, to you first. Now, both you and Beck quite famously were abstinent until marriage. Why was it the right decision for you, and is it right for everyone?
Well, I guess, when we're talking about sex, we've got to remember that, it's a powerful, powerful thing. It has the ability to create life. It has the ability, we believe, to bond people permanently, and we believe because of that reason it was best reserved for marriage. I've been in relationships before where, I've crossed the line with sex, and, the consequences I've found in my relationship, the quality of the relationship, even getting to know the partner. And, as a guy, as soon as you get a little taste of that, it's very easy to consume the relationship. And, instead of wanting to actually get to know the great person that Beck was, you can sort of cross that line. And so for us, I really feel we got to know each other a lot better.
Okay, this purity movement that we hear is gaining momentum in the US. What are you hearing here in Australia? I'm assuming that through your footy circles you mix with a lot of young people, teenagers and what have you.
Yeah, and we also were part of a group called EXO Day. They're called Youth Alive, and every year they gather thousands and thousands of people that are living that lifestyle. And I think there is a growing trend in Australia, but still very much in the minority. But what has increased is the pressure on young people, and that comes down to what we see on TV and magazines. It's just treated so casually these days. It's like giving someone a kiss.
Beck, interested in your thoughts on this. What are the benefits of delaying sex, or waiting until you're married?
Yeah, well, for me, it was really getting to know Jason's character and also building that trust in our relationship. And obviously it really helped my self-esteem, because in a lot of my past relationships it had really only been about the one thing, but with Jason I really got to know that he valued me, and it was really good.
That she was really wealthy, and I thought, if I just play my cards right,
He is joking. Nikki, experts are worried that if teens aren't having sex, they're still engaging in other risky sort of behaviour. What are the concerns there?
Well, when they're teaching abstinence in the terms of traditional intercourse. So a lot of teens these days are thinking that things like oral sex is still okay. Now, if they're taught only abstinence and they're not taught sex education, we have to worry about what risk they're at if they are engaging in these sexual behaviours. And the stats for chlamydia are pretty high, which is something that can be contracted orally, with family planning stating that between 15 and 19-year-olds were up to about 9,000 notified cases last year. And I think 20 to 24-year-olds were up to about 26. And that's just the notified cases, so we do have to be concerned about not giving them the education.
Nikki, 16, of course, the age of consent here in Australia. Is teen abstinence, in your opinion, a good idea?
I see a lot of strong points in relationships and enriching it, and if it does get you to build that connection. However, the problem I have is that we're talking about abstinence, and some people are teaching only abstinence, and there is a danger to that. Sex is dangerous, but we need to give them the tools in order to make those decisions.
Okay, Nicole, you helped your daughter prepare for sex in her early teens. What's an early teen?
From the age of 13, 14.
Okay, what did you do, and do you have any regrets about the path that you went down?
Definitely don't have any regrets on the way that I've armed my daughter with information. Also, I made it age appropriate. Starting from when she was 13, through school they did a sex education which didn't go through exactly what I wanted my daughter to know. STIs, how you can contract them, that there's no symptoms, and also the joining of two people, her emotionally and physically, knowing herself before she gives herself to someone else. So I've brought her up to, in relation to her age, to practice safe sex when she's ready, and see how she goes from there. Yeah.
A lot of information earlier than some people would say is the right thing. What sort of criticism has this attracted?
Unfortunately, these days, I'm privy to seeing a lot of children around our way, being person's a young teenager, that children are taking risks during teenage binge drinking, getting into a situation where they feel that they're pressured or that it was a slip-up, and unfortunately, you can say abstinence is great, but unfortunately, they are teenagers, and they do make some mistakes in life, see, so.
Okay, lots of information in there for all of us. Thank you very much, Nicole, Nikki, Becca, and, well, just scroll up there. Thank you, Jason. The only other man on the panel, mate, I thought you would have been there for me. I was looking that way. I called you Nicole to start with. Thank you.